Are you looking for an all-in-one aquarium that actually has the ability to grow plants? Then this aquarium might just be for you. This is the Fluval Flex AIO Kit. It features a unique bow front design and comes in 2 different colors and 3 different sizes to fit your needs. The Flex highlights an intricate built-in 3-chamber filtration system that comes with a large sponge, activated carbon, Biomax biological media, and filter intake guards. Its included lighting system boasts a fully adjustable 7500K white plus RGB LEDs that can be controlled with a remote controller that can choose up to 80 colors. In terms of design, Fluval decided to go through a different route compared to the traditional horizontal bowfront style. Instead, Fluval went with a vertical bowfront design. This tank is one of the select few that features this unique glass shape. You may think it might be horrible to look at, but in my experience, it's actually quite nice to look at. It's perfectly curved and does not distort the viewing experience unless you're trying to view it from distinct angles. But that's not the only thing that intrigues me. The Flex has this honeycomb decal that wraps around the top portion of the tank. This decal is not just for show, it holds a very specific trait. Believe it or not, its main purpose is to conceal the water line, and it works pretty well. Now, it might just be my ADHD making me focus on something else, but I rarely notice the water line. Despite this tank being released in 2017, it still holds up to modern standards in terms of visual appeal, even with the tank utilizing black silicone and not clear silicone like the standard. Nothing in this tank is out of the ordinary or feels even remotely cheap. Plus, it looks even better when paired with the stand that was specifically made for the Flex, that I unfortunately don't have. As for the built-in filter, my first impression with it was that the included biological media is not enough for the size of the tank that I got. When I first got the tank set up, I completely tossed the included media and opted for using a large filtration bag full of biological media. But that's the beauty of this filter. There's a lot of room to fit basically whatever you want in there. Heaters, UV lights, sponges, even more biological media, you name it. It's way better than those hang-on back filters from other AIO kits. The only exception is that the pump has to be in the 3rd chamber. Speaking of the pump, it's fairly strong and extremely quiet. It's so strong that it's able to push water through the inline CO2 atomizer that I added to it that's normally used with powerful canister filters. And it's also so quiet that you can probably put this in a baby's room and it won't wake them up. But if you do find the pump lacking, you can completely ditch it and replace it with a different one. But the filter is not the only thing that you can customize with this tank. As mentioned before, the lights themselves are able to grow plants and cover a wide range of different colors. That's kind of rare when it comes to AIO kits. Plus, the lights will also remember its settings when combined with an electrical timer. Furthermore, there's a market for custom-made 3D printed parts. For example, I got these filter covers for the top. Those holes on the covers make it possible to add houseplants to the filter for extra filtration oomph. The other thing about this internal filtration system is that it's very easy to add water to the tank without stirring up any substrates and debris, thus preserving the aquascape. I would be lying if I said that this tank doesn't have any flaws to it. I've got a handful to talk about. Despite the lights being able to grow plants, they were kind of a letdown. In my opinion, they're not long enough to cover the entire tank from top to bottom, thus cutting off lights near the corners at the top, if that makes any sense. Furthermore, I felt like it wasn't providing enough strength for higher end plants. It's not too much of a big deal, but I did end up replacing it. I have a big issue when it comes to the provided lid. The lid does not come with any arms that can be used to keep the lid up when doing water changes. Furthermore, the included light has to be attached to the lid. There's no compromise to that, which means that you will not be able to see anything when you do any maintenance as you have to remove the lid. Luckily, there are custom-made 3D printed arms available for purchase, or you can just make your own. I can't stress this enough. This should have been a feature to begin with, just like how a heater should have been included. Now, it could just be nitpicking here, but I do believe it should have came with a heater, especially when considering its price. The Flex is not cheap. These were the lowest prices I could find at the time. For reference, this AIO kit comes with basically everything, is slightly bigger, and is cheaper. Now, I've never owned this kit, so I can't say much about it compared to the Flex. Just like any other Beaufort tank, recording footage is kind of a pain with the curves. When trying to record at the substrate level, you get this distorted look due to the curved glass. Also, be aware that the background is made out of plastic. This means that it can easily be scratched when cleaning it, especially with an algae scraper. Even more, the filter is inside the tank and is glued down with silicone, making it unmovable. Thus, there truly isn't the full advertised size of swimming room. That internal filter system takes up 2 to 3 gallons of space. Despite that, please dose liquids as if it's at the full size. My last complaint about this tank is that the filter intake contains large lines. Now you don't need to worry about this if you have large enough fish. You can also cover them with the included guards, but they may still be too large for shrimplet and fry. To fix this, you can use sponges, steel mesh, or even 3D printed covers. But despite all my complaints, I still score this aquarium 4 out of 5 leaves. Yeah, there may be other AIO kits that come with more items such as a net, but this tank is still very versatile compared to them. I still have mine set up and running, and I would definitely recommend this to someone who is looking for a main display tank that doesn't take up too much space or makes too much sound. Or for those that want a full kit to start their Plant to the Tank journey without breaking the wallet too much, because we all know how much money this hobby can cost us. So if you're looking for a new tank, use my Amazon affiliate link in the description. I receive a small commission from Amazon when you use that link to purchase any items. This also helps me create videos just like these. If you want to see this tank in action, I have a series on my channel called Flexin' that goes through the life of my 15-gallon Flex from when I first got it to present day.